Tyler Ramos. Tyler Ramos.
Here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. right after ATB. Guys, we got the Frankie Candles hat on. Working on getting these into the merch store. So hopefully these will be available for everybody to purchase very, very soon. Pretty pumped about that. Trying to get a good, we want to get you guys some nice quality hats, right? We don't want to just like get some garbage, merch company that's going to make low quality hats. We want to get the good ones for you guys. So we're trying to figure out a way to get the best quality at the best price for you guys, but they are coming. Figured I would wear it today to tease it a little bit. But welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's stream. We have another amazing show for you tonight. We're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin. We're taking a look at the altcoins. I'm going to be showing you guys some very, very important levels that you need to be watching. whether Bitcoin is going to go up or down. Now, obviously, we have had, if you guys did watch the morning stream on the BitBoy Crypto channel, you will know that we do have some bearish stuff popping up on the charts here. We had some things confirm, maybe on the weekly chart, having something to do with a letter that might be yellow. Maybe it's an X. I don't know. But we're going to take a look at it, guys. Is this the beginning of our move down to make a lower low, or is everybody bearish for no reason? And is this really just, everyone's going to be expecting that lower low, similar to like when we were expecting 100K, and then we're just not going to get there. So, God, I almost choked there. So I'm going to be breaking that down for you guys, letting you guys know what I think is going to be happening. Are we going to get that lower low? Are we going to, are we going to double bottom? Are we going to get the lower low? Are we not going to come back down for a double bottom? Is everybody bearish for no reason, or is there good reason to expect lower lows? We're going to be taking a look at everything. We're going to be checking out, again, Bitcoin. We're looking at all the time frames. We're also going to be checking in on the CBBI. If you guys have not heard of that before, it is the Bitcoin Bull Run Index. We haven't checked in on it in a while, so I did just want to kind of circle back and check that, as it can indicate, it could potentially tell us, how close to the bottom we may or may not be. So I'm going to try to give you guys, we're going to cover all the short-term stuff, kind of go over what we've been talking about, but I kind of want to take a step back and just take, a look. Maybe we should call Mondays Macro Monday, right? Because I know we talk a lot about short-term trades here, scalping, the 15-minute, whatever, lower time frames, day trading, stuff like that. But maybe on Mondays, this is literally just coming up my mind right now. Maybe we take Mondays to kind of take a step back and take a more zoomed out view and, kind of look at where we are in the macro, right? So, today I am going to kind of zoom out. We're going to look at my cycle chart as well as the CBBI, and then kind of look at the two most likely cases, in my opinion, if, based off of the information that we have, the price action that has already played out, some levels that are set, and with these bearish indications, I'm going to kind of give you guys the two most likely scenarios for Bitcoin. Are we going to get the lower lows? Are we not going to get the lower lows? What is going on? We're going to dive deep into all of that, so stay tuned. We got a lot of sauce for you tonight, guys. And thank you all for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I feel like a new man with 25,000 subscribers on YouTube, as you guys should as well, because you guys have grown this channel to what it is. Hopefully, I got my red shorts on. Let's go. Uncle Candles, let's get it. Uncle Candles, the official uncle of the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. But without further ado, guys, before we jump into the charts, let's go ahead and check on good old chat here. And might I add, guys, just a testament to the CandleMafia. Nothing that has happened thus far in the past few weeks has been a surprise to us. We've basically been expecting everything that has happened to happen, including some stuff I put in the Discord yesterday. So we're going to check in on that as well. But before we jump in, guys, let's go ahead and say what is up to chat. DJ Mad OD, thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate that. Guys, I'm getting like discombobulated. There is some extra echoing going on in the studio tonight. I don't know if you could hear it, but it is definitely throwing me off. But DJ Mad OD, thank you for the super chat. Really do appreciate that. He says they hate us because they ain't us. They hate us because they ain't us. I'm quoting a movie there. Extra points if anybody can guess what movie that is from. They say they hate us because they ain't us. Anyway, probably a horrible impression, but if you saw the movie, you'll know. But shout out to you, DJ Matt. I do appreciate it. We got 333 people in here tonight, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Smash that like button if you guys want to spin the wheel of pain and pleasure, where you will have a chance to win some free NFTs. We got all our NFT wallet stuff figured out. You should have received your NFT. If not today, probably tomorrow. But if you have given us your address in the past day, you should have received your NFT today. And if you have not claimed your NFT, go check Friday's stream while we were pulling the winners. Make sure you didn't win. If you did win, reach out to the mods in Discord, and we will be giving those NFTs out throughout the week. And then on Friday, if you do not claim by Friday afternoon at, we'll say lunchtime, 12 p.m., your NFT will be rolled over into the next giveaway. But let's see who we got in here tonight. Sean Began, what is going on? Thank you for being here. Frankie Candles is the man. Love how you break everything down and simplify the craziest of this crypto space. The craziness of this crypto space. Keep up the great work, brother. Hashtag CandleMafia. Shout out to Sean. To Sean Began. Hopefully I'm saying Began. I don't know how to say your last name. I apologize. But thank you for that, Sean. I really do appreciate that. I try very hard to try to break this stuff down into digestible bite-sized pieces, right? I always try to say I like to demystify the charts because I think a lot of things look more complicated than they actually are. You might be looking at this web of TA and these web of trend lines, and you might be lost. I try to simplify it and bring it down to an understandable level for anybody to understand, right? So shout out to Sean. Thank you for that. Unforgettable name, as always, Bufo on the beat. What is going on, man? Shout out to Bufo on the beat. Thank you for being here again. Crypto Sasquatch, welcome back. Thank you for being here, brother. Rob, the Crypto Snob. Shout out to all our mods, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. We got Rob, the Crypto Snob, Crypto Billy, Tyler Jordan, Tony D, Crypto Anon, Captain Kirk, and I think that's it. I could have sworn we added another one, but I might be wrong. But shout out to all the mods. I appreciate you. I don't think I missed anybody, but I appreciate all of you guys for everything you do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Round Earth, what is going on? Bitcoin to 40K. I don't even know what that says, but Bitcoin to 40K. Let's go. Round Earth, Bitcoin, Pompagoo. I don't know what I'm reading. Shout out to Round Earth. Thank you for being here. Everybody smile. Everybody smiles here. When this yellow X makes me rich, I'm gonna frame it and hang it in my ridiculously oversized gun safe room. Shout out to everybody smile. Appreciate you for being here. Das Boot, what is going on? Flat Smack, welcome back. September dumps. Guys, you want to remember September is typically a bearish month for Bitcoin. So you do just want to remember that. Let's see. Flat Smack, welcome back. Thank you for being here. Jonathan Schaefer, just listening in. Got to take care of that baby, Jonathan Schaefer. But I think I did see you say that you're going to be teaching your little youngster about that risk management. Shout out to Jonathan Schaefer. DJ Mad, as always, thank you again for that super chat. Jimmy Void, I got, you guys know what it is. It's the Aztecian Cactus Moss Water. I got it for you over here, Jimmy Two Shoes. Salud, my friend. No black coffee, but I got the Aztecian Cactus Moss Water. Salud, my friend. Love you, brother. Thank you for sticking around and supporting the Mafia for as long as you have. Let's see. We'll get a couple more out here. J-Rod, what is going on? Bruce, what is up? The original power couple, Sean and Melissa Malone. What is going on? Pumped to be here. Pumped to have you guys here. Thank you for tuning in all the time. Hit Network Gaming in the chat, guys. Hit Network Gaming in the chat saying, what is Bitcoin? Well, that's got to be Joel from Hit Network Gaming. Joel, come find me tomorrow. We could have like a 2-day conversation. I could talk about it until I run out of breath. Shout out to Hit Gaming, guys, or Hit Network Gaming. I guess it's kind of like the rebrand. Go follow them, guys. Go follow them. He said, don't shout me out on your stream. I'm just watching because I want to watch. But I said, go ahead, pop in there. I'll shout you out. He goes, no, don't do it. But I'm shouting him out anyway. Go follow Hit Gaming, guys, if you like gaming. They're streaming all the time. I think they stream like almost every day. But you never know when Frankie Candles might pop up and get wrecked in Apex for your viewer enjoyment. Shout out to Joel. Appreciate you for being here, brother. Mr. Ethereum, what is going on? Lucho, as always, happy to have you here, brother. J-Rod, what is going on again? Let's see. Scarface, what is going on? Dizzy Crypto says, what up, Frankie? I'm chilling, Dizzy Crypto. Not dizzy today, which is a good thing. Looney, what is going on? Never heard of it. Thank you for being here, brother. Aaron, what is going on? Saf, what is going on? George, Cian? I'm not 100% sure how to say your name. I apologize if I butchered that, but what is going on? V-Slim, as always, I need employees. Why doesn't anyone want to work anymore? I guess they got used to being paid to stay home. V-Slim, yeah, it's a struggle out there. I could imagine, man. Shout out to V-Slim. Thank you for being here. Jay Rego, what is going on? Thank you for being here. And let's get a couple more out here. They just keep popping in. MBF Forum, what is going on? Brian, what is going on? Thank you for being here. And then we got G-Man. G-Man says, hello, Mafia family. And frankly, Frankie, bing bongin', let's go. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you for being here. And shout out to Crypto Billy joining us once again. Only gone for a few days. Crypto Billy, we love you, brother. Thank you for being here. And again, shout out to all the mods. Cows World, what is going on? Hey, Frankie, I'm late, but I'm here. Cows World, we waited for you. What is going on? Jesse M, what is up? Mario, Josh O, and Moonwolf. Damien, what is going on? Frankie's TA Supreme. Let's go. I appreciate that, man. I really do. Captain Kirk, Coinslinger, going with the classic name. I like it, Cap. I like it. Looney, Anthony. We'll give one more. Anthony Soprano. Guys, we got Anthony. So we got Tony Soprano in the chat, guys. Tony Soprano. That might be a bigger celebrity than J-Lo. We got J-Lo in our chat sometimes. We got Tony Soprano trying to lay low using his full name, Anthony. Shout out to you. Mas Nokas, thank you for being here. And again, Cal's World, welcome. Das Boot says, it's not a Frankie Candle stream without microphone fondling. That is right, guys. We're back in action. Rested up from the weekend, and we're here to just really touch this microphone. I know it makes everybody uncomfortable, but it's just there. Gonna try to figure out a better microphone situation because I don't know how I like about having this arm. I'm Italian. I talk with my hands. I'm constantly hitting this thing. I can't stand it. So we're gonna try to fix it. But guys, without further ado, we do have a whole lot going on the chart. So let's go ahead and break it down. And again, I'm going to show you guys the bearish stuff that is popping up that you do not want to ignore. But then I'm going to show you some of the shorter term bullish stuff, some of the stuff we called last night. And then we're going to take that zoomed out view and try to get an idea of how bearish should we be. Because these bearish signs that have confirmed are actually pretty alarming, in my opinion. They really are. But you don't want to just get bearish for no reason. We're going to talk about all of that right about now. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the charts. Boom. Here we are on the Bitcoin 4 hour. Kidding, guys. Kidding. We're going to go over to the weekly because you guys know some of the really important stuff that is going on is going down on the weekly chart. So let's go ahead, and zoom in here. And let's go ahead and click on our object tree. And I just want to go ahead and hide these spider lines. If you guys want to learn more about this object tree, go ahead and check out our top 3 trading view tips and tricks. Some pretty good sauce in there. Some stuff you might have not known about TradingView that can absolutely save you a ton of time. But guys, let me get rid of all our drawings here so I can see this thing in all of its glory. Hey Noodle, thank you for the super chat. Says send me one, bing bong. I'll send you 2 back. I'll do you one better. I'll give you a double bing bong. Bing bong, bing bong. Let's go. Shout out to Hey Noodle. Thank you for the super chat. Really do appreciate that. If you could just tweet me my, send it to my Twitter DMs, my double bing bong back, because I do appreciate the reciprocation of the bing bongs. But guys, big news here is this yellow guy right here, this yellow X popping up on Market Cipher A on the weekly chart. Now, as you guys know, last week we did have this printing on regular candles, but it wasn't quite popping up on the Heikinashis. Now, obviously, did confirm on the regular candles, but at the last minute, it did pop up on the Heikinashi candles and did confirm, right? So this is our major bearish signal that we were hoping was not going to confirm. Unfortunately, is confirmed. It's set in stone here. So this is what is making me feel generally bearish. Now, let me go ahead and turn back on our lines here, bring them back. Now, I do think that this does have the potential, or this does have the possibility to potentially give us another big move down here, potentially breaking our lows at about 17,500, all the way, bringing us all the way down back down to this range here between 14 and 12K. Now, we're going to dig into this a little bit, but this is if we do make those lower lows. If we break that $17,500 mark, I do think that the next likely case is obviously we do have this 786 Fibonacci level right here coming in at about 17,912, right? So we'll have to redraw that fib to make sure it's dead on. But we do have that level in this area. This would be my last hope, right? If we break this value area low, which we are going to talk about a little bit more in just a second. But if we do come all the way down and break that value area low, this is our last line of defense. There's is it the 786, I believe? Yeah, 786 Fibonacci level right here is going to be our last hope to get a move back up before potentially losing this level and continuing down way lower, right? So if we lose our value area low and that 786, this yellow X, in my opinion, definitely has the power to potentially bring us down about 40 or so percent right down into this next range between 14 and 12K. So this is kind of what we're dealing with this confirmed yellow X. Now, if you come over to the 7-day, you can see we also confirmed a yellow X here on the 7-day as well. Yes, the weekly and the 7-day are technically 2 different time frames, even though they represent the same amount of days. But as you can see, the last yellow X that we had pop up on this time frame brought us down about 41%, right? So 41% also almost, very coincidentally brings us right down into this box, which does make a lot of sense. So, if we see this yellow X play out anything similar to the previous one, it definitely does have that potential to bring us down to that range. So in general, on the weekly time frame, very bearish with this yellow X. However, something I want to bring to your attention is this kind of bleeds into the top most likely cases. We'll come back to that. I'm going to cover the bearish stuff, and then I'm going to go over some of the bullish stuff that is popping up as well, because we have some bullish stuff popping up on the lower time frames. And then we're going to come back and look at these two likely scenarios. But generally, with the yellow X confirmed on the daily time frame, on the weekly time frame, this has got me feeling generally bearish. Pariah 79 says 12 to 14K is the bottom. And we're going to take a look at, what would potentially, we're going to take a look at that in just a second. And I think that could be possible if we have not already bottomed for this bear cycle. I do think that 12 to 14K could potentially be the bottom. And again, guys, this is going to be very dependent on the macro. Everything else happening in the world. We have a lot of stuff that could affect the markets that we don't really have much control over. So you want to remember that. But yellow X, pretty bearish. It is confirmed. That is kind of like the big news. Definitely confirmed, definitely bearish. However, we're going to look deeper into it. But moving on down these time frames. Now, again, this move down that we've gotten is not coming by surprise, right? We had that 6-day red dot that was printing, which is now confirmed, right? This was another thing that was making us think that we could get this drop that we just recently had. 5-day confirmed red dot, another bearish sign that we were expecting this move from. So it's not that big of a surprise that we got this move down, right? At least if you've been watching this channel, you're not that surprised. We do have this nasty trigger wave on the 4-hour. And if you go to regular candles, we did have 4-day, sorry, not 4-hour. This blood diamond confirmed on the 4-day. Just another reason that we were able to predict this drop coming, right? So moving our way down here. Nothing really to see on the 3-day. The 2-day, your VWAP is kind of coming back up. Now, looking at the daily. Now, this is where we kind of get into the bullish case in the short term, right? So, because we do have some bullish things. Real quick, I do want to bring up if you guys were in the Discord last night, you will see that I was pointing, right? If I turn our spider lines back on, I just want to cover a little bit about what has happened in the recent past so we can kind of understand where we're at. So if we turn on our spider lines here and minimize this, you could see as we were going to have to close this. I don't know what's going on. For some reason, every time I go live, Discord goes absolutely ballistic. So I don't need to figure out how to actually mute these notifications. But anyway, as you guys can see, in the Discord, if you were in there last night, I did put this in the BTC TA, Frankie Candles BTC TA, exclusive TA channel. You could see, right? I was mentioning this, right? I was pointing out these bearish things, right? The weekly yellow X, amongst other things, making me feel bearish. However, in the shorter term, we did have some bullish setups popping up here. And one of those bullish setups was your lower lows on price here, as well as your higher lows setting up on your market cipher B, right? So you did have a bullish divergence forming here last night. We called it right before this dot printed. I think we were calling it on this candle. We could go back to the Discord and check it. But pretty nice move. We were coming down to that spider line key level of support with the bullish divergence. Typically a pretty decent play here. Bullish and bearish divergences play out more often than not. One of my favorite strategies, one of my favorite things to look for on charts, and one of the more reliable things that you could see on a chart, especially when mixed with other forms of confluence or confirmation. But when you're coming down to a key level, such as a spider line or a golden pocket or, a strong fib level, whatever it might be, it kind of gives them a little extra, a little extra verification, if that's the right word. But you had your lower lows, you had your higher lows on market cipher B, you printed that green dot, you confirmed it, and then boom, you got this move up. Came up about, almost 4%. So shout out to anybody who saw that call in the Discord and then went to the chart themselves to do their own analysis, saw that it agreed, and then potentially took advantage of that information. I'm just kidding, guys. Just don't copycat trades. Not a great idea. However, we do call a lot of nice stuff in that Discord. So if you're not in there, get in there. It's 100% free. All this information I'm talking about right now that I put in there is available for free. So the next time this happens, you could 100% be there and get that information for free and be able to know that potentially price could come up before it actually moves next time. But we did get a nice move off of that 2-hour bullish divergence. It was popping up on other time frames. But on the more bullish side, coming up now, we do have a potential green dot wanting to print here on the daily chart somewhat soon, right? You got the VWAP approaching that 0 line. Now, hopefully we don't get rejected there like we did right here. You see we came up into the green, printed that green dot, and then immediately turned right over and printed a red dot, and then we got our big dump or our little dump. But your VWAP is coming back up towards that zero line, so potentially could be printing a green dot here in the short term. Now, another bullish puzzle piece we have here in the shorter term, and by shorter term, I just mean shorter than the weekly time frame, right? So pulling up the 16-hour here, you can see we are setting up some nice bullish divergence on the 12-hour as well. So you have your lower lows on your price, and you have your higher lows on your momentum waves, right? That's not the clearest to see, but this wave is higher than this one. So you do, let's actually double check that. Is that the case? Oh, this might not be. Oh no, this has got, yeah. Okay, yeah. So there is a bullish divergence here printing on the 12-hour with your higher low on market cipher B and your lower low on your price action, right? So this could potentially be a pretty bullish sign for a potential move to the upside. Maybe we come up and retest this golden pocket at about 21,000 even. Or maybe we just don't see this thing play out very much at all. But if you take a look, if we could try to find the last time we had a bullish divergence, try to find. Yeah, typically on a time frame like the 12-hour, they do play out pretty well. So pretty strong time frame to have a bullish divergence. I don't want to waste too much time looking for the last one, but this could potentially give us a decent move up. And then you have your 16-hour basically showing the same thing. Let me just make sure. Yeah, 16-hour showing basically the same thing. So this on top of a daily green dot could make for a decent move to the upside. But where would I expect price to go if we get a decent move to the upside? These are some levels I am watching. And on top of this bullish stuff, right, these shorter term bullish signals, your money flow on the 1 hour is looking pretty clean, right? It is coming up pretty nicely. I do like that. 2 hour kind of flat with your money flow here. Nothing really to take away from there. Your 4 hour is coming up pretty nicely, but you are starting to print yellow X's here. You had a yellow X, came down a little bit. Now you're getting this pump up. Are we going to come back down? We'll have to see. VWAP is curving over here, so that is looking like we are potentially finding a potential cool down period. Maybe we come down and retest the $20,000 resistance level to support. Hopefully we can flip it. But hopefully we could get and land on top of this 20K, hold it, and continue higher to potentially come and test the bottom of this or bearishly retest this point of control, right? And speaking of the point of control, guys, I do just want to go over this because, not too much has changed since Friday, but obviously, we did lose this level, right? And I just want to talk to these volume profiles because they work, guys. It's a really, really good way to be able to predict where price is going to go, right? And you could look at your key levels and try to figure out which one is which levels are the important ones and what you could expect if you break through or break below a certain support or resistance level, right? So you guys obviously know, if you watch the channel, we have been watching basically the same levels for quite some time here. Where did our value area high go? Did we delete our value area high? What happened to that? Okay, interesting. Did we hide it? Give me 1 second here, guys. Let's try to... Interesting. Our value area high has disappeared. Where did it go? Interesting. Okay, well, we'll continue without it. It's not the biggest deal in the world. Yeah, that is very, very interesting. Okay, well, anyway, we do know that if we were to break this point of control, we were expecting to come down and potentially test this value area low right down here. But obviously, we did not make it all the way down there, but could we be on the way, right? We broke that POC, obviously started heading right towards that point, towards that value area low down here, coming in at about 18,825. But we got stuck on this spider line, right? And got a nice bounce up off of this spider line, coming back towards the point of control to potentially bearishly retest, right? So maybe we see something like this. We get a nice little pump up, and then we finally roll back over, maybe find some support on the spider line. But if we lose that spider line, I am expecting to come back down to the value area low right here at 18,825, in which case I would either be expecting a very, very strong bounce back towards that point of control to try to reclaim that point of control and work our way higher, back up towards the value area high. Or I would be, if we do break down from this value area low, I would be watching the spider line right underneath us to catch us, if that were to happen. And then we obviously also have that 786 fib level. Let me just re-pull that for you guys. Let me just hide these spider lines. Come on. Bada boom. Hide the spider lines. Clear it all up. What is this? Get out of my face. Okay. And then let's go ahead and pull our Fibonacci retracement from our March of 2020 dump all the way here. And you could see, this might not be super, super dead on. I'm trying to draw these on the fly. If we lose that spider line that I was just looking at, I guess we could pull it right back up. If we lose this spider line, the value area low, lose this spider line, this 786 is our last chance, in my opinion. If we lose that 786, in my opinion, lose the value area low, maybe we bearishly retest. And then if we don't get a strong bounce off that 786, I am expecting to potentially break this and work our way down. Do have a spider line here, might get caught up here, but eventually make our way down towards this 14 to 12K range, right? Now, where did I get that 14 to 12K range, right? If you look here, you can see that basically our next level, 14K brings us right to that little fake out 2019 bull run that we had, where we came all the way down, bottomed out, and then had that fake out bull run. Everybody thought we were going to all-time highs here, and then we just got wrecked to the downside. But that 14K level does bring us right to the technical support of that top. And then let me just hide these spider lines once again, just to kind of clear things up. And then obviously we do have 12K. It's just basically this structural support, just technical support here, would be the next likely range. Now, another reason why, okay, nobody cares about antivirus. Okay, cool. Guys, I'm getting scammed by antivirus. What is going on? It's crazy that you buy PCs and they still come with antivirus. It blows my mind. Tony D with the $5 super chat says, who is hyped to be a part of one of the greatest crypto communities on YouTube? We are making history. Bing bong. Yes, guys, we are absolutely making history. We got 587 people in here tonight as I get scanned by the antivirus. Thank you guys for being here. Smash up that like button. We got 215 likes. We're going for 500 likes tonight. If we get 500 likes, I will give you guys 10 spins on the Wheel of Pain and Pleasure where you guys can win some free NFTs or maybe a couple ledgers. Who knows? Or a hat. Or maybe some Cardano or XRP. Who knows? We give away different stuff all the time. So definitely smash up that like button, guys. Again, going for that 500 likes. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on that wheel. And if we hit 500, I'm just going to give you 10 automatically. But with all that being said, guys, this is essentially what we're looking at. Again, not much has changed, right? We were in here forever expecting this bear flag to break down. Finally, we got that breakdown. We dipped, came right down to our point of control, which was exactly where we were expecting to land. Now we're kind of just sitting here, and then we broke out of this bear flag as well. We had this bigger bear flag. We stuck up here forever. Obviously, this is the one we were most recently stuck in. Forever, it felt like. How long were we in this bear flag? Essentially, for 61 days, guys, we were just nothing, right? We're on the daily chart, guys. We're looking at this. I thought we were looking at this. So let's zoom in. That was so long ago. Okay, I was going to say, something did not seem right there. It's Monday, guys. But anyway, yeah. So obviously, we were sitting on this level for what seemed like forever. And then I was going to say 61 days. That did not sound right. 6 days. That is much, much more. That sounds much more accurate. So we were stuck in here for 6 days. And every time we came on the stream, guys, there's not much to look at. There's not much more to look at. Looks like a bear flag. It's probably going to break down. But we have strong support, right? We sat in here for 6 days. Boom. And everybody was screaming, that's not a bear flag. Everything's not a bear flag. Everything's not a bear flag. Boom. We broke out of it as expected to the downside, as they typically do. Bear flags don't 100% break to the downside. But when you see them forming, it is much more likely for them to break down than up. Now, obviously, eventually one of these bear flags is going to get invalidated and we're going to get a big bounce up, right? But this one did play out once again, lost that strong support. And as we expected, we did come down closer towards this. So we came down to the POC, broke that POC, and as you guys know, if we break that POC, we talk about this all the time. We break the POC, bearishly retest, we could potentially roll back over to come down to this value area high. So these volume profile, these value area highs, these value area lows have been treating us very, very well recently. Again, our I forget where our value area high was. I don't know why. I'm just going to undo a bazillion times until it comes back. Hopefully it comes back. If not, I'm going to have to refind it and redraw it. But I'm just going to undo forever. But yeah, wow, we can undo a lot here. This is all the way from last week's stream. All right, guys, we're going back in history now. I'm going to undo important. Hopefully I didn't undo anything important. Yeah, spam the undo button. Okay, yeah, I guess our value area high has just disappeared and gone forever. Very interesting. I don't know how that happened. I swear there's somebody on my TradingView account that I don't know about. Anyway, so we lost that. We lost this level, right? Came right down to that POC, lost that POC, and now we are potentially bearishly retesting and then potentially working our way down to the value area low, right? So the levels have remained exactly the same. The levels I'm watching are almost exactly the same. But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead. So major levels to watch here. To the upside, your main level of resistance is going to be that point of control coming in at about $20,525. This is your main level of resistance. If we get up there and get rejected, expect a potential move down to the value area low. If we break through it, I would expect a move up to this golden pocket to potentially get above it and flip it. And then when we get there, we will reassess the situation. And then to the downside, obviously that value area low is at 18,825 is going to be your strong area of support. And if we come down there, we are looking for a hard bounce. If we do not get that, I am starting to worry and hoping that this 786 fib level will definitely hold. And if that does not hold, guys, we could be in for a bumpy ride. And it would make sense with the yellow X on the weekly chart, right? Or on the weekly time frame. So with that being said, guys, I do just kind of want to, take a step back and talk about how bearish should we really be. Now, let's go over to the weekly chart here. Obviously, we do have the yellow X. Let me get rid of this fib. Now, here, let's kind of get into the top two most likely cases that I see for Bitcoin. And this is capitulation. Let's go. Yup, 12 to 14K, a slow grind down. Yeah, hey, I hope so. And again, guys, I want to preface this with this. I want price to go lower. So it's probably not going to happen. No, I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. But I just kind of want to show you the most likely scenarios that I can see for Bitcoin, because for us to just see the yellow X and be like, that's it, it's over, confirmed yellow X, we're coming down. Now, granted, the blood diamond, right? The weekly blood diamond, this is a very strong signal and obviously played out beautifully, right? And I would expect this probably to do the same now, but it would be pointless for us to just blindly say yellow X on the weekly, it's going down to 14 to 12K, and that's all we're going to do, right? We want to look at other things, right? We don't just want to rely on this one signal that's saying we're going to go down, right? So let's actually take a look. These are the two likely situations that I see happening in the near future. Now, if we come down, if this yellow X pushes us down, and assuming that we're going to break our lower low, we're going to break our low here at 17.5 and make a lower low. This would make a lot of sense. Could ETH merge? Hype change things for BTC? Benham, that's a good point. I personally don't. I don't really. There's really no way to know. I don't think so. Right? I think the merge is probably going to be more. I used to think that this merge was going to be the thing that would absolutely just rip us out of a bear market. But I don't know. I don't really think that anymore. I kind of think the ETH merge will be more of like, if it's not already priced in, I think it'll be a short-lived thing. Or it could potentially, and I'm going to explain this in a second, it could potentially mark the bottom. I'm going to get into that right now, right? So let's assume this yellow X is going to play out brutally, similar to the blood diamond. It's going to play out to say about, between 35 and 40% and bring us down to this 12K range, 12 to 14K range, right? And we get a move down like this. Now, and then we get a big bounce, right? Let's say we get a hard bounce from there, right? this would make a lot of sense because you'd be putting lower lows in on your price as your momentum wave could potentially come down like this and create a higher low on your market cipher B. And if we break that negative 60 line, we would print another big green dot below the momentum wave, which would give us number one, a bullish divergence on the weekly time frame, which would be absolutely massive, guys. If we can get that, unless something crazy happens in the macro, right? With the macroeconomics, we have something crazy happen with, other countries. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get flagged on YouTube. Or we see something else where, maybe you have to get locked in your house or, unless we get some kind of crazy black swan like that. If this scenario happens, I would highly expect the bottom to be in. Now, obviously, we can reassess the situation if this happens, but if we get the double green dots on the weekly with a bullish divergence on the weekly, this is a perfect case for the bottom, and this is why. Number one, bullish divergence on the weekly is very, very strong. As you can see, we had a bearish divergence on the weekly, which is essentially what started our massive downfall into the bear market, right? You have your lower highs, right? You have your lower high, lower high, high, higher high, open alligator mouth. I haven't said this in a while. Open alligator mouth. You know what that means. It's about to puke out purple candles. And you can see here, open mouth pukes out the purple candles. Trust the old bearish divergence, but you can see how strong that is. Our last bearish divergence on the weekly brought us down about 74%, right? And that's basically how deep we've come into this bear market. So a bullish divergence on the weekly could potentially have a massive effect, right? So if we see price come down, that yellow X plays out and pushes us down to this level, we'd get a massive bullish divergence on the weekly as well as two double green dots if the momentum wave pierces through our negative 60 line. So this could be one situation I see happening. And this makes a lot of sense for a couple other reasons as well. If we get that move down to this box, it would give us closer to an 82% correction, which is a little closer to the corrections that we've had in the past markets, right? The past cycles. You had 86%, I believe, in 2013, 2014. From the top to the bottom was 86%. Then 2017, I think, was 84%. And right now, we're only down 74%. That's 10% less of a drop than 2017. And in this case, if we came down to this level, it would be 82%, which is, in my eyes, in my opinion, a lot more likely to be the bottom, right? Because then 86%, it makes sense that each drop would get less and less over time due to the market maturation, the market maturing, essentially. I don't know if those words are words, but as the market matures, obviously, your moves get less explosive to the upside and less explosive to the downside. So it makes sense that it's 86% in one cycle, and then the next cycle was 84%, and then this one would be 82%. It would make a lot of sense, but 74% seems like that's 10% less almost than the previous cycle, which just doesn't seem to land with me. Granted, we do have a lot more institutional money in the market. This could play a role in it. We also didn't get as high as we thought, so maybe we don't go as low. That's another argument people have. But just another thing that points to this case being very likely is the fact that you get the weekly bullish divergence. This yellow X will play out as they typically do. You get the 40% drop that we've gotten in the past from the 7-day yellow X. And it's an 82% correction, which makes a lot of sense, right? So this does make a lot of sense. The one thing that kind of doesn't make sense to this makes sense with this to me is that we are going to go way further below the 200-week moving average than we ever have, right? And we're probably closing candles. So this is one of the likely situations I see happening if that yellow X plays out. So that's scenario number one, and that's if we make lower lows, right? So there's your argument for lower lows. Everybody's saying, "Oh, we're going lower, we're going lower, we're going lower." And if you guys watch this channel, you'll know the fact that everyone's saying we're going lower is kind of making us think that maybe we won't. So that is the argument. If we go lower, why that would make sense, right? So now let's take a look at the second scenario that I could see potentially playing out, which would involve us not making lower lows. Real quick, Tony D with the super chat. Thank you for that, dude. It says, I fixed a verification issue on Discord that was booting many new members that had DMs turned off. Discord verification is now done within the hashtag verification channel, even if you have DMs disabled. Yeah, if you guys are getting kicked out of the Discord and you're like, why am I getting kicked out? It's probably because you're not verified. If you're not verified, I think it gives you a certain amount of time and then it boots you. So definitely, if you're getting kicked out, join again and then check that verification thing. I think you have to react to some stuff or whatever. The instructions should be there. 20K is the bottom. Yeah, G-Man. G-Man. Yeah, okay. So let's go over the fact that the deeper the squat, the higher the leap. I like that. Bufo on the beat. Bufo on the charts. Let's go. Yeah, dude, shout out to you, man. Yeah, I like that. I like that. The deeper the squat, the higher the leap. Let's go. The deeper the summit, the higher the peak. Hey, let's go. Shout out to you, Bufo on the beat. Wow. Bufo on the beat. Bufo on the beat. The deeper the squat, the higher the... Okay, sorry. My monitor just went out. That scared me. Okay, my chat went away. There we go. Bufo on the beat. The deeper the squat, the higher the peak. The lower the summit, the higher the peak. Shout out to Bufo on the beat. Let's go. Guys, that is way better than my last freestyle that I did on like my second stream ever. I'm kidding. It's not really freestyle. But shout out to you, brother. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay, so now let's look at our next scenario that I could see potentially happening, right? So if some other important levels, right? If we do wind up getting a massive dump down, this is kind of what I think could potentially happen, right? Let's get our 786 back. Let me pull up that fib level one more time. Let's pull it again. If you're looking to pull up this same fib, it's from your March 2020 lows, from that low to your all-time high of 69K, as Bitcoin likes to troll humanity with the 69K. I mean, what a number, right? That's all I was saying. You know, when we topped out, I was just saying, like, in the office, I was saying to some people, I was like, listen, if 69K was the top, it kind of makes sense, right? Like, what other number would Bitcoin top out at? 69. It was either going to be we were topping out at 69K or it was going to rip up to 420K. And 420 seemed kind of far away. So I was like, this could be the top. You know, 69K, like, what other way would Bitcoin go out other than topping out at 69K? But let's see. iChart Daily, a double bottom on the macro is a must. iChart Daily, we're not there yet. We're not there. That's not. iChart Daily read ahead in the book. That's not fair. iChart Daily. It was supposed to be big, suspenseful, and you ruined it. I'm just kidding, brother. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this right now. Shout out to iChart Daily. I am seeing some similar things here. So this is another thing that I could potentially see that goes down. Right. Obviously, our last big capitulation did bring us right down to that 786. So potentially, if we continue to lose this point of control and work our way all the way down towards this value area low, we lose the value area low, potentially we could come down for a double bottom off of that 786 and get a big move to the upside, in which case, you know, it would depend on how far this wick comes. You know, maybe potentially it doesn't go as low as the previous wick, or maybe it hits to the dollar. Who knows? But essentially looking for a potential double bottom pattern off of the 786 fib level, or even the value area low, right? This would be getting pretty close to a double bottom. So this is kind of another thing that I could see happening if we come over to the weekly chart. And then, you know, your momentum waves and all of that, you know, potentially you could see, you know, maybe your momentum wave comes down and doesn't quite get that oversold level, or maybe you do and you get that double green dot. But even if it doesn't, even if you come down for that double bottom and this momentum wave does not hit that negative 60 line, you still would get not a true bullish divergence, but you would get a bullish divergence on your market cipher B, right? You would have a low and a higher low here, indicating momentum was coming to the upside, which could still be very powerful, right? And depending on how low that wick comes, you could still potentially put in a lower low on your price without your momentum wave hitting the negative 60 line and printing that double green dot. Because there's one thing we know, and it's that if one double green dot, like you see right here, doesn't call the bottom, two usually does. So, you know, we could get that second green dot. It just depends on how deep that wave comes. And then if we really get hammered to the downside, maybe that wave comes deeper than the negative 60 wave and comes deeper than our previous double green dot wave right down here. Maybe you do something like this. You come even lower and you just get the double green dots with no bullish divergence. And then the double green dots, that's just the mark of your bottom. So these are kind of the two main things I am watching, guys. Again, it's going to be, you know, and again, None of these might play, neither of these might play out. We're going to have to see what happens. Nobody knows what is going to happen. One thing is for sure, when it happens, it's probably going to be, pretty quick and out of nowhere. So you're either waiting for price for this. If this yellow X is going to play out, we're looking for that lower low, looking for the bull div on the weekly. And in my opinion, it's going to be hard for me not to be screaming the bottom's in. And I'm probably not going to scream the bottom's in because I know that, just because there's a bullish divergence on the weekly, as likely as it could be the bottom's in, you never know. There could be a black swan. But, it would be hard to say that an 82% correction in this cycle on top of a bullish divergence on the weekly is likely that could potentially be the bottom. Now, one of the reasons, now I'm going to bring up our cycle chart because as you guys know, there are some good reasons of why we might not make lower lows, right? This is why you don't want to get overly bearish or overly bullish in any situation, right? So let me pull up our cycle chart here. You don't just, oh my God, yellow X on the weekly, and then you're just mega bearish. You can't hear any kind of bull case at all. But taking a look at our cycle chart here. Now, this is kind of the case for the bottom being in already, right? And we could still double bottom if the bottom is in. Maybe we come down for that double bottom. But in my opinion, it would make a lot of sense, right? Now you can see that we are currently sitting right on top of the 2017 all-time high, right here. This white line. We are sitting right on top of this, right? We have not closed any candles below this level, and this was our original bottom prediction, right? Mid to low 20s, bottom out in the mid to low 20s with a possible panic wick down to 18K. That was our original prediction for the bottom. And if we don't break this level, we might have nailed it. But that yellow X is making me a little nervous. But we are sitting right on top of this level. We have not broken it yet. But although we did not get our 75% correction, we did come right down to that all-time high, right? We did get a pullback right to the 786, right? That's another good reason. It's only 74% down, but you stuck at the 786, you stuck at the all-time high, and it does seem when you look from a point of view of cycle timing, it does look like there was enough time here. If you're counting this as the top, this could potentially be the bottom of the bear market right here, right? And if this wasn't, again, the bottom is in my opinion, probably very close. Maybe this yellow X is our last push down, but there is an argument to be made that the bottom is already in, and there is definitely evidence to support that. Now, another thing I want to bring up here, guys, we haven't looked at in a second is the CBBI, or the Bitcoin Bull Run Index, which is sitting at an 8 now, right? And we were looking at this and we were just like, I don't think a 15's low enough, right? I don't think a 13's low enough. Now we're getting into the single digits here. We're at an 8, right? We think we got all the way down to a 9 during that whole capitulative event that we had with Celsius and all that. And now we're sitting at an 8. So we're pretty low on the CBBI. Now, here's something I can say. We bottomed out in the last cycles at a 3, and the one before that was a 2, right? Again, the bottom's getting higher every time. So that's your 87% or 86% correction, 84% correction. You've got a 2 on here and a 3 on here, and now we're getting an 8. So here's kind of what I think is important, and I think a lot of people are going, well, we're going to go down to a 2. And my thing is, if you're buying at these levels, again, I say this all the time, right? Down here, if you were buying at a 10, you're not mad at yourself when we're back up here, right? You're buying at a 10, and then it goes down to a 3. And you're like, oh my God, I bought the top. It felt like you bought the top, but that's your emotion telling you that, right? You didn't buy the top. You're buying in the bear market. You're buying when you're supposed to be buying. And there's no way to predict when the actual bottom is going to be in. Even right now, we have exact levels we're watching, but there's no way to know if we're ever going to get there, right? We could get there tonight, or 17.5 was the bottom, and we will never see those levels. That's why I highly recommend, well, I don't recommend because this is not financial advice or financial recommendations, but for me, when I invest, guys, for my long-term holdings, I don't try to catch the exact bottom and dump all my money in. I'm buying on the way down. I bought a little bit today. I bought a little bit yesterday. I bought a little bit the day before. If it's not every day, it's every week, right? You guys saw me set up the DCA bots on KuCoin. So even if you're buying a little up here, little up here, little down here, little down here, eventually you're going to get a good average entry price. So Whereas if you were waiting for the CBBI last cycle to get back to a 2, where it was in the previous cycle, you would have missed the bottom completely, and then you probably wouldn't have bought in. You would have been up here, been like, no, it's going to roll over, and then you probably were buying in here. And then you bought in here, and you got wrecked all the way down here, and you were like, I should have just bought when I thought I should have bought. So here's the thing, guys. We're at an 8 on the CBBI. It's not a bad time to start buying in for me, right? For me, I've been DCAing into the market because I'm not willing to find out if we're going to go to a 2. I want to be in the market no matter what, right? So I'm slowly buying in. If we get to a 2, I'll buy more, right? If we get a crazy dump, maybe I dump a little extra into the market that day, but I'm not holding all my money waiting for that time to dump all of it in. I'm buying a little bit at a time because I think a lot of people are really stuck on trying to catch the bottom to $1, right? And I'm telling you right now, it's really easy to get wrecked like that, especially when you're doing it in the opposite in a bull run and you're trying to get, I'm not selling until it gets to 100,000 even. Probably not a good idea. You probably want to set those limit orders below 100K if that's where you think it's going and everyone else thinks it's going. But I do believe, right? So this CBBI or Bitcoin Bull Run Index has I think it's 10 different metrics that it takes into account. Now, the Pi Cycle Top indicator, I don't know if this is going to let us switch it from the top to the bottom, the Pi Cycle Top or bottom indicator, but I do believe, is this thing going to load or what? All right, we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. But yeah, so CBBI at an 8, guys. We are in the single digits. It's not a horrible time for me to start DCAing into the market if you have not already. That's why I preach DCA. Are we going to top out at a 4? Are we going to bottom out at a 4, a 2, a 3, a 1? Are we going to get the worst bear market we've ever seen? There's no real way to predict. But as you guys can see, we are all the way down from, our all-time high of 69K. You're all the way down here, right? You're not going to be mad at yourself again if you were buying up here and then down here, or you're not mad if you bought in here or you bought in here, because when price, I understand this is not price that we're looking at, but I'm just saying if you come all the way up here, you're not worried about if you bought here or here, if that makes sense. I just try to put that in your mind, and I'm going to touch on this again on the regular chart as well. But CBBI at an 8, maybe this is where we see this thing tank down to a 4, maybe a 3, and then that's your bottom. We'll have to see what happens with this, but this is another good metric to keep an eye on. Again, if you just look at the colors, if you were ever buying in the dark green, you were buying the bottom, right? So if you bought down here, you're buying 3K, you're buying the bottom. You had a little bit of a dark green here at about 19K. Now we're getting an even darker green at 19K. Buying those dark green areas. You would have never messed up if you bought dark green down here. Great move. If you bought dark green down here, great move. If you bought dark green down here, great move, right? And then if you're selling the dark red, obviously a great move as well. So just another thing to keep an eye on, guys. If you're interested in learning about this, we do have a video on it. CBBI is amazing. I'm buying tonight, right? So speaking of buying, guys, I do just want to touch on one other thing. We got 700 people in here. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. Go ahead and smash that like button. If you're new here or an OG, every 100 likes you guys get a spin on the wheel, pain and pleasure, where you guys can win ledgers. Ledger Nano S Plus, Ledger Nano X, NFTs, crypto, hats, T-shirts. We give it all away, guys. We give it all away. And that's kind of the danger of this channel, right? Because when we really start, we just got monetized on YouTube. Once we start making money, guys, I'm just gonna kind of want to give it all away. So I was also thinking like some of the money we make trading, right? I don't know, maybe we do some cool with the trades, right? Like make a lot of money on a trade. Like, hey guys, we're up 50% on this trade. Next giveaway winner gets all this money. Or maybe we bless some people who have helped us with the channel or something like that. I just kind of want to, I don't know. I just like giving stuff away. I don't know what it is. I've always liked giving stuff away. But it's cool because now we're in a position to give stuff away to just people and change their lives without even knowing them personally. So that's kind of cool. But that's kind of CBBI, guys. Keep an eye on it. It's at an 8. It's pretty low. So again, just kind of a testament to that DCA strategy. You buy a little now. If we dip lower, buy a little more. Dip lower, buy a little more, right? But that we're at an 8, right? I just want to bring it up one more time because we're at an 8. Like we've bottomed out in previous bear markets at 3 and 2. So an 8 should be looking pretty tasty, right? It's looking pretty tasty. Like we wait all cycle, the whole bull run. People go, I can't wait until the next bear market. I'm going all in. I'm gonna really buy that dip. And like here we are at an 8, and I'm like, I'm sure you guys are buying probably, but like here we are at an 8. Like this is your time. This is the time. And again, you might not time it perfectly. You might buy today and it might dump tomorrow. But DCA, put a little bit over time. That's what I do. Put a little bit into the market over time. If you get a big dip, like that big capitulation down to 17.5, and you see Bitcoin at 17K, you might want to dump a little bit of extra in. That a little extra in, that's what I would do. Not financial advice, but just want to point out, guys, the bottom of the bear markets have been at a 4 or a 3 or 2, a 3, and yeah, we'll just say a 2 and a 3, right? Most recent. And now we're at an 8. So it's starting to look pretty tasty here. Because like even if you're buying at an 8, that dip down to a 2 is like not that big of a move here. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Thank you for the super chat. He says, flat smack the like button. Let's go. Shout out to Flat Smack. Crypto Billy always shouting out Flat Smack, guys. Flat Smack that like button. Crypto Billy said it, not me. But there you go. CBBI, guys. Keep an eye on it. And then also, again, holding the argument for the top or the bottom already being in would be the fact that, we held that 786. We are sitting right on top of that 2017 all-time high, and we are 763 days from the halving at that capitulation wick right there. And as you can see in 2014, or I guess technically 2015, we bottomed out 777 days away from the halving. So those numbers line up as well. And again, on top of that, let me just pull up our regular charts. I want to show you guys one more thing before we move on to look at some other stuff here. If we pull up our other chart, shout out to Trey saying smashing the like. Let's go, baby. Trey did it. Did you? Do you know where your likes are? It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your likes are? Moki says, hey, Frankie, I'm late to the show. Can you check BTC monthly? Has the money flow on Market Cipher B ever been in the red? Yes, we'll check on that in just a second. Shout out to Verrier. It's not. I'm just sharing with you guys what I do, right? I've been through bear markets. I'm just showing you guys what I do. You should not financial advice. I know we say that, but I just want to clear things up, right? I don't say that. I don't say this isn't financial advice and then, just continue. Like everything anybody says about anything, especially finance, right? You should 100% check for yourself, right? The problem with crypto is everybody just wants to know when to buy and when to sell, and they don't want to do any work. But that's why, whether it's technical stuff that I'm talking about or just DCAing stuff that I talk about, you really need to do your own research, right? And I just present you, I've done all the research, right? So I just present the research I've done and why it works, so I could try to save you guys time on the research. But you always want to like double check, right? If I were to, hey, bearish divergence on the 2 hour, like you don't just want to go, oh, I'm shorting Bitcoin now, right? You want to go to the chart, like maybe this guy messed up. Maybe you saw the candles wrong, right? Especially when it comes with your money, you should not be blindly following anybody. And I'm saying that for me too. You should not blindly follow me, right? But again, just trying to share experience and just help out where we can. So yeah, it is funny. It's almost like a meme, right? It's like every finance channel is like, not financial advice. It literally is like a meme. But it's true. It's not. But anyway, yeah, shout out to the Rear. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you for being here. Anyway, so something else I kind of want to look at here, guys, is this has kind of got me feeling a little bearish too, right? We did essentially, no one's really talking about this, but we did essentially, we broke our 200-week moving average, right? This is a pretty big deal because as you guys can see, in all the other bear markets, we've come down to the 200-week moving average. We came down here in 2018. We wicked below it in 2020. And then in our, right here, obviously there's not enough information to extend this, but essentially we dipped below the 200-week just a tiny bit right here. But now, I mean, we've been closing candles, right? We've been closing candles below here. And essentially what we've done here, guys, is broken the 200-week and now bearishly retested and rejected with the yellow X. Right? We talk about this when we're just looking at patterns on the chart on other time frames. You get the breakdown, the bearish retest, and then the confirmation of that blood diamond or the yellow X. More often than not, you get that big move down. So I don't see a lot of people talking about this, but I think it's really important, right? Come on, there we go. So we've essentially broken the 200 week, bearishly retested, and now we're coming down with the confirmation of that yellow X. So that just at first glance, with the money flow on Market Cipher B coming back out there, as you can see, this is a little more bearish looking, in my opinion, especially because we are now, we were trying to fight back above that 200 week, and now we're coming down. So we could potentially be in, we're either going to get one last capitulation down, or guys, maybe we're in this in this portion of the cycle, right? Because you guys, one thing I think a lot of people don't realize is, the bottom gets boring, right? So like you get the big capitulations down and then you range for a while and it gets really, really boring. And that's really when the interest starts to leave and the YouTube numbers go down and nobody cares about crypto and the news is saying it's dead. It's never coming back. Crypto's a scam. So we could potentially just kind of, right? You get the bear market, big dump down, sideways action, right? Big move down, sideways action, right? And that basically you bottom out, sideways action. You bottom out, sideways action. You bottom out, potential sideways action. So, just because the yellow X is there doesn't mean that we have to have a massive capitulation, right? This yellow X could get invalidated, or we might just range and it doesn't do anything. But it's definitely not something you want to ignore. And as you guys can see, it does look like we could potentially be beginning a range here. So maybe we just kind of go sideways and it's absolutely brutal. Maybe we come up a little bit and then, maybe we just kind of gets brutal for a while before we come up into that next cycle. And we've talked about that before. But it is looking like we could potentially be coming into that, ranging part of the bear market. But again, 74% down still doesn't seem, like enough for me. Let me just get back our TA here. So that's just another thing to remember, guys. So that's basically my thoughts on Bitcoin here. And I caution you guys, you don't want to get super bullish or super bearish ever, right? You don't want to let your emotions take over and be like, again, yellow X, it's going to zero, right? Because another thing you want to realize is, with the yellow X is red dot on the weekly. Sure, that's pretty bearish. Let's pull up the RSI real quick. The regular RSI. Actually, you know what? Let's pull up the regular RSI. Bada boom. Boom. Right? This is not necessarily the most shortable level on the RSI, right? Typically, you don't want to be like entering, I talked about this on Friday's stream, and I think this is important. That, like, just remember your basics, right? You wouldn't want to short necessarily, like, and I'm in a short right now, but you don't necessarily, like, this is not the best place to short. On the weekly chart, we are still in pretty oversold territory here, right? Doesn't mean that we can't get one last move down or potentially just absolutely get wrecked to the downside. Doesn't mean that we can't come down, but we are still pretty oversold on the RSI. So to assume that we're going to get a massive capitulation down, although possible, wouldn't be the most likely thing, right? Like when your RSI is in the oversold territory, like it was right here, that's where you get a massive move down, right? When you're super oversold like you are right here, that's where the top is and you come down, right? And it happens all the time. This top, look where you were there. Boom, you come down. Look at this, oversold. Boom, that's where your money shorts are, right? So I wouldn't necessarily be ready to short this thing down like to 10K. I'm hoping that happens, but you have to understand that so if you look here, let's look at the 2018 bear market, right? And just try to compare, because that's really all you can do, right? You could see here, let me get rid of this line. You could see, right, we'll say you get a big move down here, right? How big was this move? From about the top to about here. About, you came down about 70% before getting another 50% capitulation to the downside. Now, while you're sitting up here, your RSI is not really sitting on that oversold line. Then you go oversold, and then you kind of hang out on the oversold line, right? So if we compare that to our current cycle, we're sitting here. I guess, what would 70% down from here be? Right about there. Okay. So you're sitting here, right? Like, we are on the oversold line, right? So this is just kind of a general piece of advice. Like, this is not the best time to be shorting. I'm not saying that you cannot short from here down to 12K and make a killing. You totally can. But this is the argument for 17.5 was the bottom. Another thing that kind of argues that is just how oversold the weekly is, right? So this would be indicative of a possible move to the upside. So this is just something you want to keep in mind. But I feel like I'm talking in circles here at this point. But just you don't want to just get overly, super bearish or super bullish in either situation, right? You want to realize, take a deep breath, right? You got the yellow X, but take a deep breath. What's the weekly RSI doing? Like, we are super oversold. Again, doesn't mean you can't come down, but that's just something to take into consideration, right? All right, so let's pull back up Market Cipher B. Let's see. Hey Noodle with the $2 super chat says, share me your calves. Hey Noodle. Wait, hey Noodle, are you the one that said bing bong? Are you sending me 2 bing bongs in my DMs? Maybe I'll send you some let's see. Yeah. I can't find it. Yeah. Shout out to Hey Noodle. I don't think I could raise my leg that high, but I'll spank the calves for you. Shout out to Hey Noodle. Thank you for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. Unforgettable name. Thank you for the super chat. Says, simple. Price goes down. Bing. Price goes up. Bong. Bing bong. Let's go. Shout out to Unforgettable name. I do appreciate you, man. Hodgepodge says, I'm shorting Luna for like the last 3 months. Let's go, Hodgepodge. Let's go. A-Train. Yeah, we here, baby. Let's go, A-Train. What is going on? Thank you for being here. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm Visuals. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for being here. Says, people say we didn't get a low, as low percentage-wise as previous bear markets, but people forget that we didn't get as high. So going down 80% and the targets for it this cycle is not valid in my opinion. I'm Visuals. You have a point there, right? And we talk about this too, right? You didn't get the max euphoria, so maybe we don't get the max pain, right? That 85-ish percent, 82% correction being the max pain, maybe we don't see it, right? That's another argument for 17.5 being the bottom. So yeah, I do just want to preface that, right? I don't want this yellow X. Granted that the blood diamond did play out beautifully, right? Like, here's the thing. The blood diamond played out incredibly. Like, we called this, and good God, we shorted that thing all the way down, and it was an amazing play. And people called us crazy, but I defended us on this blood diamond, and it wound up working well. But here's the thing with the yellow X. Again, I said this with the bear flags. We're in a different point in the market right now, right? When we were up here, again, I'll just bring up the RSI, right? Bring up the relative strength index. Boom. Look at the blood diamond. Blood diamond pops up here. We are not oversold at this point, right? So it made sense for this to play out in a huge way. Now the yellow X pops up, but look, we're all the way oversold. And again, it doesn't mean that we can't come deeper into the oversold territory for a move down. It totally does. But you just want to remember, we're at a different point in the market, right? We are way more oversold over here. So just remember that. So you never just don't want to get, you want to understand that, both situations are plausible, right? It's not just like yellow X going to zero, right? But could very well mean that. You just want to make sure that you don't put all your eggs in one basket. J-Rat said, also, so many more coins. Maybe we should have calculated an 85% drawdown from entire market cap for crypto. Yeah. Let's actually, we could check on that. Yeah, BTC is just going sideways. Essentially, Daryl. Yeah, shout out to Daryl. Yeah, essentially, we are just going sideways, which is the most fun, right? We love that. It's super exciting, and there's tons to talk about. But guys, I did just want to bring up that CBBI and just kind of talk about, where we are in the market. So, even if this yellow X does give us that big move down, down to about 12 to 14K, just know that CBBI, right? Just bring that CBBI back. Like, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Assuming that this thing is going to be somewhat accurate this cycle, as it has been in the past. But you just want to remember, actually don't know when this was created. I know someone's going to be like, this wasn't around at, at this specific date. I don't think this was, I don't know when this was created. This could just be all back data, but, just to know, right? You can look at the fear and greed index as well. I'll pull that up. Bada boom. Oh, not that one. What is this? This is like a knockoff fear and greed index. I'm good. Yeah, so crypto fear and greed index is coming in at a 24, right? But you want to remember, that we got very, very low, right? In the past year, I mean, the lowest we've been 18. Yeah, where did we get? Yeah, we were at a 6, right? So 6 was pretty low. Oh, here, pull this up for you guys. So here you go, right? 14, where is it? Yeah, 6. So we got down to a 6. So let's see. Yeah, right. So here, this was 2020. We were at an 8, I believe was the lowest, right? And we got to a 6. So remember that as well, right? But either way, whether you're looking at the Fear and Greed Index, the CBBI, whatever you're looking at, just understand whether we get that big move down to 12 to 14K or not, we're getting close, right? I mean, these things can only go down so low. Well, I mean, price can go as low as it wants, right? But looking at these different indexes and these indicators, you know, a lot of things are pointing that if we have not already bottomed, we're close. So there you go. Those are the levels that I am looking at. Those are the 2 scenarios I am looking at, and those are earlier levels that I gave you guys are the levels I'm continuing to look at. And again, if you missed those, your immediate resistance above you is going to be at about $20,525 for a potential retest, right? If we retest here and we get rejected, I would expect to potentially come down to the value area low at about 18,825. So these are, you know, these levels remain the same. The levels from the Discord remain the same. So this is kind of what we're looking at. This is what I'm looking at least. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the DXY. As yes, we all love the DXY, right? Yay, DXY. Okay, so here we go. Again, I mean, really not much to see here. Just still kind of stuck in this range, right? This is what we were talking about last time. Just kind of stuck in this range, right? If we break out of here, I would expect to potentially get a move back up to the top of this channel. And then we're getting pretty close to about 110, 112 for the DXY. In which case, if we get this thing to break out of this resistance, flip it to support, and get a move up to this channel, this would be basically where Bitcoin probably would get that move down to about 12 to 14K. But again, we'll have to see what happens. Just looking at Market Cipher B here, you know, money flow generally coming out still on the daily time frame. So yeah, your 12-hour. So this is kind of your more bearish case for Bitcoin, right? Your 12-hour came into the red and is now back in the green. That is not looking good. 16-hour money flow coming straight up. You're about to print a red dot here, but that money flow is not looking good for Bitcoin. 8-hour money flow, not much to see there. Your 4-hour, your 5-hour money flow is money flow coming out on the 4-hour. This 12 and 16-hour money flow is not a good look for crypto. You know, if we get those crossovers and we get big moves to the upside, let's come over to the weekly. As you guys know, on Friday's stream, we were looking at the DXY, kind of talking about how we could potentially put in more bearish divergences on the DXY. Yeah, so, I mean, we're not there yet, but if we were to print a red dot here, we could potentially put in another bearish divergence here, on the weekly time frame for the DXY. So that's another thing to kind of keep an eye on. And then looking at the daily, I mean, yeah, I mean, this is technically, yeah, I mean, your momentum waves are definitely, I mean, is it even coming all the way from back here? This entire channel has basically been putting in, let me make this line thicker so you guys can see a little better. This entire time, right? This entire range up has essentially been putting in bearish divergences. Yeah, I mean, you have a high here, right? You have a high here, boom. Higher high, lower high, kind of came down there. You had to put in another bear div right there. But essentially, you are just getting higher highs as time goes on with the momentum waves essentially coming out on the daily. It's not the cleanest looking, but I mean, you definitely are putting them in there. So, you know, we'll have to see how long this thing, I mean, this thing could go on. If it's going to go, it's going to go. But that, you know, technically you are pretty much putting in bearish divergences there on the daily. But that weekly is one thing to really look for. If we print a red dot here and that momentum wave just continues to roll over, we would have a nice bearish divergence here on the weekly, which could be our next little cool-off period where Bitcoin might make a little move forward. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the SPY, right? Boom. Okay, so just so we could take a look at, you know, just to remind you guys kind of what we're looking at here. Again, I want to be clear. I don't say this. I don't bring this up all the time to brag about us being right or whatever it is. I bring this up to help people be able to notice this if I'm not here, right? So we warned about this, I guess on August 16th, right? We were coming up to the 200-day moving average. We have this level of horizontal resistance as well as the 200-day moving average, as well as I believe a local golden pocket. Yeah, you had one there, but if you pull it all the way from the top to the bottom, the high to the low, you came in right. So local golden pocket right there, right? Now, this is a plethora of resistance, right? For me, if I was looking at this and I see this, I'm going, this is my short zone right here, right? If I see all this stuff before price gets there, we got the 200-day, we got the local golden pocket, we got the horizontal resistance. This is strong level right here. And we were saying, guys, watch for the rejection off the 200-day. And it actually wound up being a pretty harsh rejection down, at this point, down about 7%. So that was that 200-day was no joke. And I thought we might see a bigger little bounce off of here, but we just lost it. So very, very strong. That short zone up there would have been, that's nasty. So just want to kind of put it in your head. Like, you want to find the confluence of strong levels meeting at one point. It could make your trades that much better and make you that much more confident in taking your trades, right? And then we were most recently looking for a bounce off of this support, these support levels right here at about 413. And we did get a little bounce. I think we actually drew a line. If we zoom in, so we had this little line, I think, with that little bounce. I forget what we based that off of, just coming off of support. I think we had some bullish divergences somewhere, maybe on the lower time frames. But nonetheless, got a little bounce off that support, and now we are losing that support. We just lost this level as well. So the next major level I would be watching on the SPY is going to be this purple box right here, and that is coming in at about between 390 and 386 or 385. So that is the next level I am watching. If we are not going to get any relief here and we are going to continue down, that would be the next level I am watching on the SPY. Now looking at Market Cipher B, that 4-hour money flow is coming out. Your 2-hour money flow is coming out as well. You're printing blood diamonds. I mean, guys, these blood diamonds play. But yeah, this is what I am looking at. These are the levels I'm looking at on the SPY. If you guys want to mark them out, I don't think I've ever shared my SPY chart in the Discord, but will tonight or maybe right now. Here we go. I'll just give it to you right now. Here you go. Bada boom. Right in chat, baby. Right in chat. Take it. I don't care. I don't want it. You take it. So those are the next levels. Levels have been holding out almost perfectly on this chart. So if you guys want to check that out, there you go. Let me know in chat if that chart doesn't work. If you're like, pull it up and they're like, nothing is there, let me know, because I think there might be a setting or something I have to change. I can't find it for the life of me. But let me know if that chart works or not as I fondle the mic. Let me fondle the mic, guys. Let me touch the mic, all right? It's a nice mic. I mean, look at this thing. But there you go. There's my chart on the SPY. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Ethereums. And let's just check chat. Before we move on, let's go say what's up to chat. I feel like I did not touch on chat once. I had a lot of stuff to talk about today. I feel like we did not. Ethereum. Am I saying? Oh, God. Guys, I really need to stop doing that, because I just see a star overbought. It's like the same thing with higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low. Like, it just tongue twists me. So if you guys ever see me, just know. If I'm talking on the RSI, let me just teach this right now, so if anybody hears it, they don't get confused. Because it's kind of self-explanatory, but sometimes I just get tied up with my words. RSI. Okay, let's get rid of Market Cipher B, and let's get the RSI. RSI. Come on. There she is. Okay, so just so you guys know, when you are above this line right here, right at about 70, when you are above this line, that is overbought, right? When you are below the 30 line right here, that is oversold, right? This is oversold. This is overbought, right? I'm not going to write out the whole thing. So this is overbought. This is oversold. sometimes I look at this and like when we're peeking out, sometimes I'll be like, and look how oversold we are here. I mean overbought. I'm sorry. I will try to work on it because especially that we're showing people how to do this. I should not get tongue twisted on that because it could confuse you guys. But just so you know, right, when you're all the way up here, you're overbought. When you're all the way over here, you're oversold. I know I mix them up sometimes. I apologize. But shout out, who said that? Thank you for Ethereum, just Ethereum. Shout out to Ethereum for pointing that out for me. This is why you're one of my favorite coins. Shout out to Ethereum. Thank you for that because I got to be careful about that. Okay. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's see what's going on in chat before we move on here, guys. We still have 625 people in here, 450 likes, guys. We're going for 500 likes for 10 spins on that wheel. Maybe we can get 650. If we get 650, we'll do something crazy. Yeah, smash up that like button. Going for 500 likes for 10 spins on the wheel. Let's start it off strong with 10 spins on a Monday. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Todd says, this is a good point. Todd says, you could go way deeper and stay there. RSI is only one piece. Exactly. And this is kind of, when we're looking at that weekly RSI, I do feel like, I don't want people to think I'm just talking out of both sides of my mouth, right? And obviously, I know we're on Ethereum here. I'll just switch to Bitcoin so it's consistent. And that's what I mean, right? Like I'm saying that we can go lower, and we 100% can go lower, and we could stay down there for a while. But I love that. Where'd it go? I forgot who said it. Whoever said this, shout out to you because this is Moki. Yeah, we'll check the monthly money flow in a second. The RSI is just one piece, right? You can't just go based off of one indicator. But I did want to point out that we are much more oversold here than we were up here, right? This blood diamond, we were all the way up here. We had plenty of room to come down. Now we still have room to come down. We could come down, but you just want to understand you're way more oversold here than here. So you just you want to look at the RSI and be like, okay, we're pretty oversold on the weekly. That's one factor. So shout out to I wish I could find it. You could go way deeper. Shout out to Todd. Because yeah, we could go deeper, but you want to see this. All right, we're oversold on the weekly, so that's you want to use that as a piece of evidence, not just as like we can't go lower, right? Shout out to Todd. Thank you for that, brother. Let's see. Frankie, while you're there, check the monthly money flow. Yeah, okay. Okay. Let's get rid of this. Pull up market cipher B. Bada boom. Come on. Market cipher B. Boom. Okay. Yeah, we are not in the red, and this is not the BLX, but I don't believe we've ever been in the red. Yeah, so we've never been on the red on the monthly candles for Bitcoin, but we're getting pretty close. So very interesting, right? And the money flow has been coming out, essentially since 2017. So 2017, and then 2021 didn't come higher. It made a lower high in 2021, and now we're getting kind of close to that zero line. But you're about to print that green dot on the monthly. Another thing you can look for to potentially, see if the bottom is in, right? So you can see last time we printed this monthly green dot, the bottom was obviously in all the way back here. So once that monthly green dot comes, typically the bottom is already in. It's actually, looking at history, it indicates that the bottom had been in for a little bit. So, right here, this green dot, the bottom was in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago. After that, 6 months before that green dot popped up, the bottom was already in. And then right here, 1, 2, 3, 4 months before we got the monthly green dot, the bottom was in. And then let's see, 1, 2, yeah, we'll see. Could be another thing you can watch to verify if the bottom is in or not, potentially. But let's see here. Let's see. 11K, believe that. Let's go. Hexflex, let's get it. Crypto Vlog says, if you think you will find the bottom, you are not a good trader. You didn't buy 17K and you are still afraid to buy 20K. Yes. Crypto Vlog, I want to pin that. Yeah. Don't try to catch the bottom. It's not a good plan. Like, it's literally a bad plan. Because you're either going to wait too long and you'll miss the bottom completely, and then you won't buy until it rips back up and you feel the FOMO, and then you're buying green candles. The opposite of what you want to do as a trader or an investor. You want to buy the dark red candles, the deep red candles, the deep dips. When price is crashing, when people are scared, when people don't want to buy it, that's when you buy. don't try to catch the bottom. 100%. Crypto vlog, 100% could not agree with you more. If you think you will find the bottom, you are not a good trader. You didn't buy 17K and you're still afraid to buy 20K. 100%. Somebody pin it. Louder for the people in the back, brother. Louder for the people in the back. Let's see. Let's see. Thanks for checking that out, Frankie. No problem, Moki. I got you. Hey, sorry I'm late. Chloe, no problem. Trademark. Chloe's trademark, guys, by the way. Shout out to Chloe. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Yeah, that is interesting. Crypto Billy says money flow is coming out since 2017, but mass adoption is happening. Very interesting. Yeah, very interesting. I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that we didn't have that massive blow off top. We kind of had the euphoria was kind of split. Very high euphoria here, really not much here, but higher high there. Maybe that had something to do with it. But again, there you go. I mean, also, also, you know, we also had the monthly bear div, right? Massive monthly bearish divergence. So this guy, yeah, I mean, that's interesting as well. Let's see. Sup, Frankie, still hanging in there. Let's go. Josh Martin, let's get it, baby. Welcome back, brother. Thank you for being here. Let's see. 50% at 20K, 25% at 18K, 25% at 15K. Call it a day. Not a bad plan. I chart daily. Not a bad plan. Let's see. Especially if you're DCAing into spot, it's a great time to stack when weekly is oversold. Oversold fact, even if we get another leg down. So let me cover that really quick too as well, guys, because I think this is important for people to realize as well. As far as buying in, I know a lot of people are like, when's the best time to buy Bitcoin? Now, I made a video about this, and let me just remove our drawings for a second. Whoops, that's our indicators. Let's remove the drawings. Let's see. Remove drawings. Okay, so best time to buy Bitcoin. And this is for people who think they missed the bottom. The best time to buy Bitcoin historically has been when money flow on Market Cipher B is in the red. And if you're worried I don't have Market Cipher, don't worry. I'm going to clear it up. You're in the red on the weekly here. You're on the red in the weekly here. You're in the red on the weekly right here, right? So you're in the red on the weekly, and you're also, if you extended this 200-week moving average, you're essentially at the 200-week moving average. So when you're at the 200-week moving average, that's historically been a good time to buy as well too, right? You're at the 200-week. You're at the 200-week. Look at that. We're at the 200-week, right? And money flow is in the red. So those are right. As if you were buying with money flow in the red at the 200-week here, you would have been buying the bottom of the bear market. If you bought in the red on Market Cipher B, while price was at the 200-week moving average, you would have been buying the bottom of the bear market. We are now below the 200-week moving average with money flow in the red. If that's not, your sign, I don't know what is. So even if you get a move down, again, when you're looking here, right, you're in the red right here. You could have been buying, right? Money flow is in the red right here. You could have been buying up here and up here and up here. And you would have been like, well, what if price drops? What if price drops again? It did drop again. But then you just buy a little bit here. You buy a little bit here. You buy a little bit here. You buy a little here, a little here, a little here, a little here, right? And then when you come up and you rip up into the new bull market, you don't care, right? I talk about this all the time. You don't care that you bought up here and not down here. The key is that you're just buying down here and selling up here, right? So don't get too caught up by catching the bottom by $1. Again, you're not going to catch the bottom. And if you do, it's going to be a crazy stroke of luck. So if you are a trader and you're out there, you know that it's not a good idea to try to catch the bottom. That's why DCAing works so well. So again, going by this rule, historically, that has been the best time to buy Bitcoin. Right now, we are in that time, right? So not saying you can't go lower, but we are seeing that prime time to buy Bitcoin. Go check out the video I made. I show you all different ways to kind of figure out the best time to buy Bitcoin. And that's kind of a really big teaser. So go check out that video. But yeah, like it up, baby. French toaster. Thank you. Guys, smash that like button. Almost at 500 likes. Got 584 people still in here. Probably going to wrap it up in a couple minutes, guys. So if you have any altcoins you want to take a look at, throw them in there now. Seek, yeah, Seek says Bitcoin goes against the crowd. That's kind of what's making me nervous about lower lows. I don't know if we'll see them. ETH looks so different than BTC right now. Shout out to Taylor. Yes, we'll take a look at Ethereum in a second. Mr. Zcash, man, what is going on, man? Says Frankie, fan since day one. I often miss you live. Any TA on Drip? What is Drip? Well, shout out to Mr. Zcash, man. Thank you for being a fan since day one. I guess we'll check out Drip. Let's check it out. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to get a chart on this thing. Wrapped ETH. Yeah. Oh, Drip. This is getting risky. I don't know if this is the same thing. Yeah, it's gonna be very, very hard. Oh, yikes. I assume this is the wrong thing. This is an interesting looking chart. Yeah, I'm sorry, brother. This is probably something that's on like Dex. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get a chart on this, brother. I do appreciate you for being here. But I don't think we're gonna be able to find the chart for this. Shout out to Graziano, says, ciao, Frankie. Oh no, where'd it go? Ciao, Frankie. First time on your channel. Keep up the great work, bro. Hey, Graziano, thank you for being here. Welcome to the Candle Mafia. Ain't no way out now. Graziano, welcome to La Familia, my man. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to Graziano. Jess Jim says, Frankie, how did the horses treat you? I assume they gave you a saddle. They gave you a saddle. In what state did you ride? Jess Jim, I did have a great time riding the horses. We actually herded cattle. Your boy was literally on a horse, like trotting on a horse. Well, I wasn't lassoing cattle, but like we were like sorting cattle. It was pretty crazy. I had my trusty, my noble steed, Ruby and Frankie Candles. So yeah, we're now the Candle Outlaws, guys. We're not the Candle Mafia. Shout out to there are some people in here probably like, what is he talking about? I went to a dude ranch and learned how to herd cattle. It was pretty cool. But yeah. Brett Stone, we could do Hex as well. Let's see. I've never asked for Compound, Frankie. I'm wondering support and resistance levels. So Compound, I see Quant. Let's see. Tony D. Tony D, if you could potentially put these, just list a couple of the coins. I'm going to do like 5 of them before we hop off because I do have to hop off a little bit early tonight. You guys know that means we're just going to do a regular time stream. But yeah, Tony, if you could just get like 5, maybe 6 coins and just throw them in a chat with a emoji so I can see them. Bullish case value constantly. Nobody knows for sure. If you come in, only catch a snippet. It's way out of context. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's take a look at Hex real quick, and then we can take a look at Compound. Let's see. What chart to look at is the question. I guess we could look at this one. Okay. So Hex coming in at 4 cents. Let's take a look. Daily, yeah, looking similar to Bitcoin. You're probably getting somewhat close unless you get rejected at that 0 line to printing a red dot. Let's check the weekly. You are printing a weekly red dot, so that would be a little more bearish. This is probably going to bring you down just a little bit if it confirms. Daily money flow sort of coming out. Your 6-hour money flows in the red. Could potentially be. Ooh, that's getting rough. Okay, no bullish divergence on your 12-hour. But you are printing a bullish divergence here on your 16-hour. So this is your bull case. 16-hour bullish divergence could potentially bring you up. Even if you confirm that weekly red dot, that bullish divergence on the 16-hour could play out. But generally you have money flow coming out, right? So that's generally more bearish. Your 4-hour money flow generally coming up. Your 2-hour. Yeah, I mean, this is looking very similar to Bitcoin with the 16-hour bullish divergence. So in the shorter to medium term, that bullish divergence on the 16-hour, your potential daily green dot, these are things that could bring you up in the short term before having that weekly red dot play out. If you're looking for some levels, let's see. So right here, your 236, obviously a level that's been respected before. And then I'll just go ahead and pull up our VPVR And yeah, we'll get that. Yeah, pull this and this. Bada boom. Get rid of the VPVR. So yeah, these are some levels I would watch. To the upside, this level at about 0.068 cents, as well as so that's your immediate resistance to the upside. Is that 0.068 cent level, and then directly below you, I mean, we're pretty close to this, but 0.036 cents would be your immediate resistance below you. And then you do have that value area low coming in right here. You can see that was respected at about 0.027 cents. So again, in the short to medium term, watch for that green dot, and then watch for that 16-hour. I'm sorry. 16-hour. Why? Yeah, watch for that 16-hour bullish divergence. Almost looks like it's not there, but it is. So look out for that. And again, money flow. This might give you a little pop up, but that money flow coming out is generally more bearish, right? So that money flow is kind of matching with the weekly red dot. But in the short term, that 16-hour bull div, as well as that daily green dot, could potentially give you a temporary little bump to the upside. So there you go. Hex. Let's see some compound. Let's see. They wanted levels. They say levels. All right. Let's see. Thank you for that, Tony. I appreciate you. Lawrence Phelps says Bone Token straight crushed it today. Dang, we got to check that out. Let's see. Anyone else chuckle when Frankie says early out? Yeah, just Jim. I don't think it's ever happened. I don't think it has actually ever happened. For how long do we usually hang down here? Seek. Are you saying how long do we usually hang out on the stream? It's usually 2 hours. Unless I say I'm leaving early. If I say I'm leaving early, it means that we're still going to go for 2 hours. Shout out to Jess Jim. I appreciate you, brother. Tony Soprano said TRB. No problem. I got you, Brian. All right, here we go. You would think Compound would follow Ethereum, but not really. Yeah. Let's see. Does ETH have a 7-day yellow X? And does yellow X blood diamond? We'll check on that in a second. Let's just take a look at Compound here. Okay, so your 16-hour bullish divergence is confirmed. You are getting a little move off of that right now. Ant Arts NFTs, CandleMafia, where are you? I have the Frankie Candles without hat NFT, 100 available, Frankie. Oh, Ant, send that to me, bro. Send that to me. You know what? Maybe send it to Tony, or send it to me and Tony. One of us will get it, and we'll bring it up. We got to check that out. Let's go. Shout out to Ant Art NFTs. Appreciate you, brother. We still got 500 people in here. Let's get it. 500 likes. We're getting 10 spins on the wheel tonight, guys. Gonna wrap it up here in a few minutes. Compound getting a little move off of this 16-hour bullish divergence. Looking at the daily green dot, looking imminent here. So that is kind of looking similar to Bitcoin. Weekly red dot is confirmed, right? So it's generally bearish, but in the short term with that 16-hour bull div could bring you up. Maybe, just maybe, you come up and test that 200 moving average before getting another move down. You just want to remember that when you're below this 200 moving average on any time frame, typically, when you're below it, it acts as resistance. So you could come up to bearishly retest that the 200 period moving average on the 16-hour here before getting moved down. But you did get snake eyes on that 16-hour bullish divergence as well. So maybe that gives you a little more of a move to the upside. But weekly red dot, still pretty bearish in the longer term. That is so annoying. Yeah. Guys, I'm sorry about the microphone. The every time I move, there's a really strong gate on this microphone. So when I turn away, it totally stops picking me up. So I might have to talk a little louder here soon, but yeah, I apologize about that, guys. It's all gonna be better. It's all gonna get better. You just wait. But yeah, here on Compound, snake eyes on the 16-hour with the bull div could bring you up a bit here. And then yeah, your daily, same thing, about to print that green dot. 2-hour bullish divergence, very similar to Bitcoin, like we called in the Discord last night, guys. That bull div, granted, I did not take that long position on that 2-hour just because of the yellow X on the weekly. It just kind of, makes me weary of those long positions. But we did call for the potential that bull div forming on the 2-hour last night. Dang, that would have played out nicely. But you can't get them all, guys. Can't get them all. But yeah, Let's find some levels on this thing. All right, let's pull up that VPVR. And let's just pull a fib. Let's go to the daily. Turn off market cipher A to make it a little less confusing looking. All right, let's see. Where's the all-time high? Let's just pull it from the all-time high to the bottom. Right about there. Okay, so not really much to see there. So let's pull a local. Go from here to boom. All right. Okay, so right now, I'm just going to mark out this point of control as well. And then I'm actually going to pull let's pull a range here. Let's pull it from here to here. Boom. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the VPVR. Okay. All right. So this is kind of the range that this is kind of just the range we're trading in right now. So slipped that value area low for just a second before getting sucked back into the value area, which would be expected. Thank you for that heads up. I know, Bufo, I know the volume profiles are not free, but they do offer these tools for free on the cheapest version of TradingView. Crypto Vlog says, mark my words, DXY to 107. Yeah, potentially Crypto Vlog. I can't hate on that. But here we go. Money flow coming up on the 4 hours. So that actually does not look too bad. Next area of resistance that I would be watching is this point of control coming in at about 55.76, right? So maybe potentially coming back up to visit this point of control at 55.76. That is likely. We are back into the value area, holding the value area low as support. So it would be likely that we could be moving our way back up to that point of control. So that is a key level to watch. And then, your support underneath you, that value area low coming in at 45.82. And then, you do have confluence between your 236 fib level as well as your value area high up here at about 61.02. So there are some important levels to watch on Compound. So there you go. Shout out to Gunpoint. I see you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate you. Let's see. Okay. CPI going to look better over the next 2 months because crude oil started to move up a year ago and we are coming down / flat now. So better year over year oil equals better CPI, which will affect the DXY, SPY, and BTC. I like it. Chemistry, bro. Let's get it. Let's see. Okay. And then, yeah. All right, let's take a look at Ethereum. I got to make a new Ethereum chart. But essentially right here, holding this, I don't know what this is. Okay, yeah, holding this level of support, currently testing this this resistance level at about 1544. And then looking at the daily, same thing, looking to print that green dot somewhat soon. Checking out no yellow X confirmed on the weekly for sorry, market cipher A is off. So no weekly yellow X on Ethereum. Yeah, not on the Heikinashis either. Your 6-day is printing a blood diamond though, so that is kind of nasty. The last blood diamond we did have on Ethereum here, blood diamond did bring us down quite a bit. I don't know if it'll play out to that same percentage. I mean, it did bring us down 71%. I don't know if we're going down that much, but 6-day blood diamond is generally a bearish look. Looking at the 5-day, 4-day, no blood diamond, but if you switch over to regular candles, sometimes it tells a little bit of a different story. Yeah, on regular candles, you have a 5-day confirmed blood diamond as well. So between that and the 6-day blood diamond confirmed on regular candles and the Heikin-Ashi blood diamond, printing right now would be generally more bearish. Now your same thing, looking daily, looking very similar to Bitcoin. Your 4-hour money flow is coming up. That actually doesn't look too horrible. And you had your 4-hour bullish divergence here on Ethereum off of this level of support that gave you this move up here. So yeah, looking kind of similar to Bitcoin. Slightly different signals on the higher time frames, but nonetheless pretty bearish. Let's see. Um, Amanda says, you ever show your open positions, short or long? Yes, I do. Let's see. Here we go. Here's my open Matic trade that we are still in, up about 25% on that. We've been in this trade for quite some time. I'm going to hold it for a while. But yeah, the answer to that is yes. I just did. There you go. Up 25% on our Matic short. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, I think that is all the time we have for tonight's stream, guys. So again, said we were ending early, and here we are. Gonna hop off at the 2-hour mark once again, guys. But I'm happy. I am happy to do it for you guys. I appreciate all you guys for the support. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and spin that dang wheel. Let's get it. Let's see. Bada boom. Here we go. So, I guess we gotta pull back up the screen. Let's get it. All right. Here we go. 10 spins on the wheel. Thank you for the 528 likes. I do appreciate you guys. Let's see. Encore. Let's go. Wow, cutting it short today. Wolfman ate my coins. Yeah, I tried. Wolfman. I did. But I just can't do it. I can't leave you guys. I can't leave. All right, let's get it, baby. Spin numero uno. Let's get it. Give him a giveaway, guys. Give him a giveaway. Jess Jim, shout out to you. Thank you very much for that super chat. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Shout out to Jess Jim. I appreciate that super chat. First ever super chat. Might not know this one. Might not know this is your first camera gig. You do better than I could do. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, and peace. Thank you very much, Jess Jim. I really do appreciate that. Shout out to you for that super chat. Very, very generous of you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ant Art NFTs. We will bring up Ant Art NFTs has been making NFTs, Frankie Candles NFTs, which are pretty dang cool, guys. I will definitely check that out and show it on the stream tomorrow. Yeah. Tony says, ending early tonight, guys. Cuts it 5 minutes early. I actually don't even know if we're going to get out 5 minutes. Maybe we will. But yeah, let's get a spin numero tres. Have we done the mass like yet? No, we have not done the mass like just yet. We're probably not going to have time to do it tonight, but maybe tomorrow. We will do the mass like button manipulation. Now, we might not be able to manipulate the crypto markets, guys, but we can manipulate that like button and absolutely glitch out YouTube by all hitting it at the same time. We've done it before. It's actually, I mean, it's the little things in life, guys. Sometimes you just got to like glitch out the like button on YouTube, and it's super entertaining. I don't know why. Let's see. Yeah, Artie says the 50-week crossing over the 100-week soon. It's been right before. So he says, how much weight do I give that? I don't give it no weight. It's been right before. So it's something to look at, right? That's why you want to list your evidence, right? List the bull evidence, list the bear evidence, because it's not just one thing. But I would give that weight. Yeah. Okay, liking now. Let's go, Josh. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thanks again for the amazing show. Theodore, no problemo. Theodore, thank you for making it an amazing show. Spin number 6, maybe? Spin number 7? Let's go. Let's see. I got to go back and look. It was earlier this month. Shout out to Enzo Ferrari. Oh, there we go. Give him a giveaway, baby. Let's get it. Bruce Banner said you spend the whole time mainly on Bitcoin. Boo. Shout out to Bruce Banner. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, we did actually spend a lot of time on Bitcoin today. There was a lot to talk about. But yeah, then we just checked in on the SPY. We actually spent very little time on the altcoins today. But to be honest, most of the time when we look at the altcoins, we can basically just look at Bitcoin, and 99% of the altcoins look exactly the same. All right, Bruce, go ahead and have a great day, man. We love you. Anyway, okay, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 giveaways, baby. Let's get it. Shout out to you guys. That was a little. I'm gonna spin it one more time. I feel like that was a ripoff for 10 spins. I could give him one more giveaway. What was it? 4? I think it was 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. There we go. Give him 5. We gotta hit at least 50% on those spins, baby. What? Oh no. Oh, okay. All right. That was okay. What just happened? There we go. All right, guys. Frankie, I'm in Bali right now. Come join me. Oh, chemistry, bro. You are in my dream location. Bitcoin shut down and down soon, possibly. Shout out to Cal's World. I appreciate you for being here, brother. Frankie, I'm in Bali. Chemistry, bro. I'll meet you there. I'm gonna hop on a plane right after this and come meet you. And then I'm gonna fly back for the morning stream tomorrow because I gotta go on that. But I'll come hang out with you for a few minutes. I'm just kidding. But guys, I think that's all the time we have for tonight's stream. I appreciate you all. We got 414 people in here sticking around till the last minute. Thank you for the 549 likes, almost 550 likes. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. I know that's why you should come. Shout out to Chemistry Bro. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. Again, keep an eye on the green dot about to potentially pop up on Bitcoin in the next day or so. And yeah, I'll be in the Discord most likely tonight. Try to give an update if anything changes. But with all that being said, guys, I appreciate every single one of you more than you could ever imagine. That's all I got for tonight's stream. I will see you guys here tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45 Eastern Standard Time, right after ATB. That's all I got. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Frank Candles out. Bing bong. Josh Martin says, thanks, Frankie. Hey, Josh. I say no problem. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Tyler Ramos.